And in this solo episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast, we're talking about the 888 rule. This is the simple way to balance your day. This truly can help you actually blissfully balance both personally and professionally your time. The rule states spend 8 hours of your time sleeping, 8 hours of your time working, and then 8 hours of your time for personal stuff like your family. We're going to be diving into this episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast. Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality. Yee! What is up, you beautiful happy hustlers out there? Cary Jack here, lifestyle entrepreneur and author and founder of The Happy Hustle. And I want to share with you the 888 rule. This is the simple way to balance your day. And if you actually follow this, it will enrich your reality, truly, both personally and professionally. So if you're ready to actually have that blissful balance, both in your personal life and your professional life, stick around to the end of this video / episode. Okay, now first, let me just say, if you're watching on YouTube, well, I know and you know that I'm not in my traditional studio office. Currently, I am down here in Florida working on my tan. I'm getting bronze and beautiful, hopefully. And I am not in my studio office. I'm at my wife's family's house in the guest room. So it is what it is. Audio and video quality is still high. It's just the background's different. Now, regardless of where I'm at, I want to know where you're at in terms of your balance and how you actually feel about personally and professionally mending those two things together in a seamless, harmonized way. And if you're feeling like maybe you're a little stressed or maybe you're just trying, quote unquote, to do it all, but just not having success, I want to share with you the 888 rule. This is something that after much research, I really don't know who created it. So I'm trying to give credit where credit's due, but it's very popular amongst personal development and self-improvement experts. So a lot of people have mentioned it. I recently heard Mauricio Umansky talk about it on Ed Milet's podcast, which has kind of brought it back up in my consciousness. And I wanted to share with the happy hustlers out there because this is a simple way to balance your day. And you don't have to follow it to the T, but it is important to just think of these 3 different buckets. So very simply, the rule states, spend 8 hours of your day sleeping, spend 8 hours of your day working, and then spend 8 hours of your day for personal time. That's it. 8 hours of your day sleeping, getting restful sleep, 8 hours of your day working, and then 8 hours of your day for personal time, spending time for yourself and your hobbies or for, family and your kids, whatever, right? And I want to break down each of these 3 different buckets and how you can actually integrate this 888 rule into your reality. Because it's one thing to know this in theory, and then it's another thing to internalize it and then actually apply it, right? That is the difference. If you want to apply this knowledge, that's what I'm going to actually talk about for you today. Okay, so stay with me. All right, let's get into it. First, when it comes to sleeping, I want to talk about a couple things that will help you get that sufficient rest, that will really help you get that deep REM sleep. I'm just going to say, I'm not talking out my ass here. I used to run a biohacking company for over 3 years. We were working with Fortune 500, executives, professional athletes, Olympic gold medalists, very prominent entrepreneurs and soccer moms and everyone in between. We broke down their sleep routine. We broke down their vitamin and nutrient deficiencies, their environmental genetic toxins. We had morning routines, night routines, supplement protocols, everything built out for these people. And sleep, like out of all those things, is like one of the most important things. If you don't sleep soundly, not just like laying in bed, tossing and turning, but actually getting deep REM sleep, you're not going to be able to perform at your peak. You're not going to happy hustle a life that you really love. So sleep is imperative. Now, maintain first and foremost a very healthy sleeping schedule. Your body needs to tune its circadian rhythm. I recommend getting up with the sun and going to bed shortly after it sets. It's obviously, in a perfect world, that sounds great, right, Cary? I know that's what you're thinking. If you can't go to bed and wake up with the sun, I don't want to say can't, but if you don't, there's a way to tune your circadian rhythm with some sleep hacks. You can use red light therapy to mimic the sun. You could also use blue blocker glasses at night. I recommend turning off your phone 30 minutes before you go to bed, turning off the TV, the devices, and then 30 minutes when you wake up in the morning to go device 3 with those barriers on either side. Whoa, apologies for interrupting your programming, but I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills. You've probably heard people talk about, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure-free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions, guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that The Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode. And then also, little stuff like taking magnesium is a really powerful way to get more restful, deep sleep. We have a magnesium sponsor, full transparency, for the podcast by optimizers.com. You could check it out, but you use code HAPPY to save. I just like magnesium because a lot of people are deficient. They don't even know it. 3 out of 4 people actually are deficient. So if you don't have the proper magnesium, chances are your sleep is not going to be as quality as it could be. Another couple sleep hacks that I think is really important is having that healthy sleep environment. So you're having the darkening shades, the temperature right. You can get a chili pad. I don't have any affiliation with them, but they can cool your bed temperature. There's a lot of things you can do. I don't want to get too deep into it, but sleeping 8 hours a day, really, that is what's going to give you that energy to crush it in the other 16 hours, right? So that's the first, 8 of the 888 rule. The second 8 is working, right? So working 8 hours a day, that's pretty standard for most people. It sounds like, at least in America. I really don't work 8 hours a day. I don't recall the last time I worked like an 8-hour day, quote unquote, if I ever have. My work's been more like non-traditional. I work when I feel inspired. I don't work when I don't. Typically, I'm working about 4 hours a day. But 8 hours a day is allotted for work according to the 888 rule. And the thing when it comes to work, and if you want to really make sure that you're leveraging the 888 rule most effectively, that's what this is all about. So if you want to leverage it most effectively, then you got to set boundaries. Okay. Boundaries, meaning when you are not supposed to be working, like your allotment time for work is over, you stop working. Okay. You don't talk about work. You don't think about work. You got to have that compartmentalization. Okay. And then you want to manage your workload. I really focus on my key 3 every day. So my key 3 are, if I did nothing else today, but these 3 things, what, and if I do these 3 things, it'll make it a win. What are those 3 things? Right? That's how you win. You just get really clear on your MVTs, your most valuable tasks. and then you just do them and you eat the frog early. You just get her done. Okay. And then the other thing I really recommend with work is taking breaks, getting up, stretching. I have a mini trampoline, a rebounder in my office that I love to shake out my lymphatic system. And, who doesn't love a good trampoline? Let's be honest. Come on. That is a great time. And if you want to take a super solid break, jump on a trampoline, get outside, get some nature time, and just, make sure that you're not so stagnant. A lot of that creativity gets stuck. And when you get up and get moving, taking breaks regularly, I like to do the 45-minute on, 15-minute off. That's my typical work block breaks. So give it a try, see, how it works for you. Or you could do 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 5-minute breaks. So that is how I like to optimize that 8-hour block for work. If I ever do work 8 hours, that's, what I would recommend. Just take more breaks, manage your workload by focusing on that key 3. And then setting boundaries on either end. So you make sure that you stop working when you say you're supposed to. Okay. Now the third 8 in the 888 rule is personal time. My favorite. Okay. This one, you gotta make sure that you're given sufficient time here, because this is the one that oftentimes gets sacrificed the most. At least that I see, especially with high performers and entrepreneurs and people who are, very driven. They'll sacrifice their family. They'll sacrifice their friends. They'll sacrifice their personal hobbies. And that is a no. I really think that if you want a happy hustle life that you love, you got to prioritize your personal time. So that means actually having like hobbies and things that are interesting to you, and that you actually schedule them regularly and that you actually do them. Like, it's one thing to have, I'm going to go to my martial arts class. And then it's another thing to actually go and do it. I know your intentions are pure, but like, if you don't do it, it's not going to actually get you the results. Okay. The other thing, spending time with loved ones. This is huge. If you want to really happy hustle in this, personal arena, you have to make sure that you put away the devices, and then you actually, don't pick them up. Like, put them on airplane mode, don't mess with them, and just start to be very present in that environment with your kids, listening at dinner time, no devices when you're with your lover or for date night. Just be there, be present in all of these different components. Okay. And then another key piece here is make that self-care a priority for you, like really making sure that you are giving to yourself, filling your cup. Maybe you're meditating, maybe you're doing breath work, maybe you're doing, something that gives you energy. I don't know what that is for you. You got to decide and you got to do it. Okay. But really scheduling these different things is what's going to actually get it done. Okay. So those are really the simple, components of the 888 rule in action. And if you wake up tomorrow and you look at your calendar and you just assess 8 hours of work, 8 hours of personal time, 8 hours of sleep, and you actually just execute, you are going to feel more blissful balance. And I actually have a whole framework around blissful balance in all of these 10 different areas of life. We call them the 10 alignments. It makes up this acronym called soul mapping. Maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't, but if you want to go deeper into it, you can go to thehappyhustlebook.com. You can get my book for free, just help out with the shipping and handling, but it breaks down how to not only leverage the 888 rule, but then how to actually crush it in all of these 10 different areas of life. So check that out at thehappyhustlebook.com. And that, my friend, is it. The 888 rule in action, short, sweet, to the point. Just get out there and do it. Blissfully balance your life. I really hope you hear me when I say this. Balance equals happiness. That's it. Balance equals happiness. I'm going to put that on my damn tombstone if I have one. I think I'll probably do cremation personally, but and then just like spread my ashes in the mountains or something. Regardless, that's how strongly I feel about it. Balance equals happiness. So if you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, your balance is probably off. You're probably misaligned somewhere. You're doing one of these more than the other, and chances are it's probably work. So leverage the 888 rule And it's the simple way to balance your day. So I hope you got some value from this. Please share this with someone who maybe could use it, and like and subscribe, and feel free to leave us a comment below. Thank you so much. I love you. I am out. Peace, y'all.